Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending what time you're watching this video. Welcome to part 14 of The Legend of Spud Murphy. Last time we read the story, Marty told Will that his action man had been buried in the ground, and he was probably, even while they were speaking, being nibbled on by worms. And Will agreed to go and find a book from a different section because they've read all of the books in the children's section. How many times did they say? It was more than once, wasn't it? So they've agreed that they need, because they are so bored, a book from an adult section. But we know what the rules are for Spud Murphy's library, don't we? Children must not leave the carpet. And look, can you see what Will is doing? Let's find out what happens. Oh, sorry, it starts partway through this page. I put 1 foot off the carpet onto the wooden floor. It creaked like a bat, squealing. In seconds, Spud skated around. Ooh, I've got a cliffhanger here. Slide down the page. The corner. Her slippers gliding over the polished planks. Shh, said her card. Sorry, I whispered. Spud's beetle eyes squinted at us suspiciously, but she continued on to the romance section. I knew you couldn't do it, chicken boy, said Marty. Not even when Action Man is counting on you. I stuck my tongue out at Marty. I wasn't beaten yet, not with Action Man buried in the garden. I would show Marty that I was no chicken boy. I stripped off my shoes and socks and tried again. With utmost care, I lowered my big toe onto the boards like a mouse testing a trap. No creak, just beautiful silence. This could work. There were no adults at this end of the library, so I only had Spud to worry about. I took one little step, then one more. Every boy knows that if you want to cross a floor silently, then stick close to the wall. I stuck so close that I could almost feel my shadow tickling my back. Inch by inch, I made my way towards the adventure section. Every patch of skin on my body was sweating. It felt as though my teeth were sweating. What would Spud Murphy do if she caught me? Would I get the stamp? Or the Spud gun? Spud gun, I guessed. After all, Marty had already received the family warning. A ladder blocked my way. Look, here's Will creeping across the floor. You see he's putting one toe off the carpet there, testing it. You see he's got bare feet. He's left his socks and shoes behind. A library. A ladder with wheels on the top. I needed this ladder to reach the adventure books. Gently, I wheeled it along the shelves towards the adventure section. It didn't squeak once. Spud kept her ladders well oiled. I could see the books now, just out of reach. I climbed the ladder slowly, waiting for the creak that would bring Spud running. 1 step, then 2, then 3, high enough to reach for a book. I made myself as tall as I could, stretching from the tip of my big toe to the point of my index finger. I took a book from the shelf and stuffed it down the back of my trousers. Success! All that remained was the return journey to the carpet. The trip back was just as scary. I was sweating so much that I began to feel thirsty. The distance between me and the carpet seemed 10 times longer than it had on the way over, and every tiny sound I made echoed around the high walls. But I couldn't stop now. If I did, Spud would surely catch me on her next round. Then I would be spudded for sure. So I took step after sweaty step until the ladder was back in its place and I was safe on the carpet. Marty pulled the book out of my trousers. Well done, Will. I didn't think you had it in you. Now tell me, I commanded. Where is Action Man buried? Marty grinned. In the toy box, sucker, where he always is. Ha ha! My big brother had tricked me again, but I was too relieved to be angry. I'm glad Marty's not my big brother. He sounds pretty horrible, doesn't he? So why do you think he told Will that Action Man had been buried in the garden, in the big garden, he added, and then told Will he would only tell him where Action Man was after Will had gone and got him a book to read? Why do you think Marty did that? What's your guess? I think that Marty did it to trick Will into going to fetch the book. Marty didn't want to take the risk. He'd already been in trouble with Spud Murphy. He's scared of her. So he tricked Will by pretending that Action Man was in danger. He tricked Will to go and get him a book. It worked, didn't it? Right, today's response to the reading, I don't want you to answer any questions. Instead, I want you to use your imagination. Remember that Will and Marty are the oldest two out of 4 boys. They have got 2 younger brothers. I would like you to pretend that you are Will. I want you to pretend that you are the boy who has just taken off your socks and shoes, crept across the floor, sweating so much that even your teeth felt sweaty and you began to feel thirsty, terrified of Spud Murphy catching you. I want you to tell this adventure to your younger brothers. So remember, I want you to imagine that you are Will, so you will need to use first person. You would need to say, I did this, I felt that, Marty made me do this, because you're going to pretend to be Will, and I want you, while you're pretending to be Will, to tell the story of this adventure in the library to the 2 younger brothers. So I'm guessing that as an older brother, Will is going to exaggerate and make it sound even more scary than it actually was. But to be fair, he did find it very scary. So I would like you to imagine you are Will and you're going to tell this story to your younger brothers. What would you tell them you had done in the library today? I look forward to getting your emails with that on. Bye bye.